Hello, Culture Matters podcast. Here is 30 Days of Thought. We're on page 28 and 29. Here's my quote. If happiness and fear are gone, no ill emotion may harm us. The culture of pride. If happiness and fear are gone, no ill emotion may harm us. Not apathy, grief, guilt, or even anger. None can do us harm, but of our own self-infatuation and pride. As the lion stalks its prey, the lion has only one focus and one sole reason to breathe. The King of Kings' only truth is his rank on the biological pedestal. He is king of the jungle and head of his pride. He is self-centered, and it is an abundant as the blade of a razor, like hairs from his chin to helm. He is but a creature being his best self, a true killing machine, built strong, yet unknown to any other future. For this King of Kings has no other pride, king of all living, not the toughest nor the quickest, but the most social. Quick to self-sacrifice for the greater good, this king of all great kings has no ceiling or boundaries of love, peace, and joy known to him. Only due to one's choice can this King of Kings claim his eternal truth. That with every single decision he makes reboots his own self-truth. God unveils himself, if only for a moment, between the instinct of pride and the decision of courage. This King of all kings is man. You know him well. You are him. Choose to step out of your own shadow. King, be courageous. Be, O great King of all kings, master of all living. Be man. This dichotomy between the lion and the human, the king and the king of all kings, represents, in a business context, so just focus on that today. If we were to separate two types of leadership, tyrant and a guide, the tyrant suppresses the mentee. The tyrant only knows the kill, only knows the sale, only knows the marketing, the speech. There's not yet 2 ears and one mouth. It's only mouth, hands, legs, arms, brawn. We haven't elevated from unthinking to thinking, from speaking to listening, and listening and speaking. It takes courage to replace oneself. It takes courage to be outshined by the student. Nietzsche said that the student that doesn't outshine the teacher has let both themselves and the teacher down. I thought about this a lot, that mentor-mentee dichotomy as it relates to business. Someone listening to this, you founded your company. Businesses start as, and this is just just to spark some thought for you, but prophetic, like if there's no one but the person that starts it, it starts off in the person's brain, like, or in their head, their mind, a combination of what I know, what I think I know, what I desire. I desire to serve customers. So it's just me against the world. There's doubt against this idea. There's uncaring. I've got to create. It's like a radical I. I've got to create a market. There's no investors, there's no employees, and there's no customers. It starts with a radical I. And that radical I is going to create the beginning the beginning relationships with the customers. They're going to believe that you can solve their problem, that you're a medium of the solution to their problem, that you are the one that could solve the problem. They've got to believe in you. It takes a significant amount of suffering to not quit, to not relent. And this is the catch here, that what gets the company started, has to break away once the company exists. Some of the habits, some of the tendencies, the psychology, the unwillingness to listen to the doubt, the unwillingness to hear or handle judgment against the idea is necessary to start the business, to start an idea, to bring something new to market. There's a degree of delusion, madness in the creation of a new something, a new business, a new idea. What gives you the right? Who gives you the right? Well, at some degree, you give yourself permission to start. You give yourself permission to try. You give yourself an inner fuel to keep going and to push and to make that business happen. From the success of working with customers, there's enough credit, there's enough capital, whether that be in cash or investment, to invest in other people to work for and with you if you're the founder of the idea. And this excerpt is alluding to that King of Kings, the king versus, there's the lion versus the human. The lion is the pride, may come from results, but taken too far, what got us there won't take us to the next level. We may not be listening anymore where we once did. We may have had to listen to our original customers. We may have had to figure out what their problems were to solve their problems. But and the more we've solved those problems and we've been proven right and proven successful, we may not be listening anymore, or we may not be listening to the people closest to us that can help us build the business. And those would be the people that we employ to work with us, to work alongside us. And the worst, and a natural outcome that could be a deconstructed outcome, is when the mentor destroys the mentee, unbeknownst to the mentor. And it destroys from not listening, from not seeing, from not hearing, because what it took to get the business off the ground was so much activity and so little reflection and slowing down and developing values of integration, of teamwork, of camaraderie, of collaboration. So this idea is the King of Kings. Only truth is his rank on the biological pedestal. This is like the patriarchal relationship of the individual in control. He is king of the jungle, head of his pride. There's a level, he is self-centered, and it is as abundant as the blade of a razor. See, even through the self-centeredness and self-orientedness, drive to get objectives conquered and goals achieved and a vision actualized, in between that is customer service, is solution of customers' problems. There's a competitive nature, me versus myself, based on who I think I can be, what I think I can accomplish. And there's a cooperative element. Okay, I've got to actually help someone else, not just myself, in the endeavor of building the business. So there's this battle of self-centeredness and altruism that is a component of business growth. So he is self-centered, and it is as abundant as the blade of a razor. We start the business off like a lion, and to be able to steward the business and build future leaders, we must evolve into what I'm saying here is human. So he's self-centered, and it is abundant as the blade of a razor, like hairs from his chin to helm. He is but a creature, being his best self, a true killing machine, built strong, yet unknown to any other future. The sale, the kill, getting the business. Getting business and delivering on the responsibility that comes with getting business takes different values. And then, of course, there's different people involved here. That's where risking capital, hiring team to be able to fill upon the word is key with growing business. And it's interesting because there's certain tendencies that the founding consciousness will have that go against the fulfilling of service, that without there's nothing to begin with, that's where other people can be hired and employed to fulfill upon that word and fulfill upon the expectations between the customer. The higher that the founding consciousness goes into the success of the business, the more that the skin has to be shed from the past and new skin rebuilt. And that's a message that we're trying to grab at here. For this King of Kings has no other pride, the King of all living, not the toughest nor the quickest, but the most social. We're going from sales and marketing to leadership. Sales is that one-on-one conversation, the inquiry, the reason, the effort, because not everyone is going to buy. It's going to take a lot of work, many conversations, all on the variance of ability to inquire and articulate and use reason and know-how is on a spectrum. Marketing, drumming up, telling the story, drumming up the word, causing interest in the organization. Like that's like one to many. The sales is one to one. The marketing is one to many. That's done in the beginning by that originating consciousness, by that founder. And as the institution grows, other people have to mirror those behaviors, good and bad. And for those people to want to be a part of this culture and want to emulate the leadership of the organization, being quality person, quality capable of long-term relationships is going to have an impact on the culture. We've got to elevate from lion to human, from the king of the pride to, it's like that Napoleon quote. Where Alexander the Great, I think Alexander the Great said it first. I mean, he was born first. I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. What about that army of lions led by a lion, led by a person? Quick to self-sacrifice for the greater good, this king of great kings has no ceiling or boundaries of love, peace, and joy known to him. No ceiling. There's a level of openness. Closedness may have actually presupposed, there's a level of closeness psychologically, even with the presence of a new idea, of an opening of creativity. There's a guardedness, there's a closedness, this is the way to do it. Let's bring this to market. And that psychology has to open up as we actually ascertain power. We ascertain influence and response and authority. If we're going to be held accountable by the shareholders, by our actual people giving us quality information on how to make the product and service better, we've got to be able to unlearn what we've learned to create the business. And that's a process. Only due to one's choice. Can this king of all kings claim his eternal truth, that with every single decision he makes reboots his own self-truth? Love is a part of leadership. Because somewhere in that is forgiveness. Someone makes a mistake, forgive them, and talk and demonstrate in action what the better way is. At the same time, it takes love to ask someone to leave in a way that doesn't destroy them to their very core. And that's an art. It's an art. And that art will be proportionate to the leadership's ability to be present, to be inquiring, to be understanding. Qualities that don't correlate, I don't think, with the founding consciousness of the business. But they are going to need to continue to innovate a business beyond the original idea. God unveils himself, if only for a moment, between the instinct of pride and the decision of courage. That's that interaction between me and you. It's me and you, and then there's the in-between. The in-between is potential. How strong am I? Can I work through my own emotions relative to how you relate to me that could lead me to the worst version of me popping out? How capable am I of pulling you up when you're down? Because when I'm down, you better pull me up, or we're going to be fighting, or that's an infinite regress. We both succumb to the power dynamic between us. I have to be right, you have to be right. Well, what if it's okay that I'm wrong? Or if you're wrong, I can feel I'm right, and I think you're wrong. Do I have to make you wrong? Even if you feel that I'm making you wrong about what you think, so you're in such a state of emotion that you come at me and my personhood, and that hurts me to such a degree. I want to hit you right back with words, but I don't have to. I can work through that. I can help pull you out of that. I can listen. I can empathize with what you could be feeling, thinking. This King of all kings is man. You know him well. You are him. Choose to step out of your own shadow. King, be courageous. It takes courage to let someone to tolerate. It takes courage to tolerate. It also takes courage to draw a line in the sand and try to help someone cross it for the better, as well as keep that wall there. And this is what's tough about life and business. It's not clear what the answers are. But culture of pride. Keep reading to think, keep writing to develop, keep speaking to let go, keep listening to hear what's unsaid. Who are your mentors? Who are your mentees? How quality am I of a mentee? How quality am I of a mentor? I think they're connected. See you next time. Please share. Please leave a review. Culture Matters Podcast.